Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Nothing News. Has Jonathan the Great taken over a small island in the South Pacific? Are Post-it notes ruining our society? Is Steph Curry a cyborg? Stick around and find out on the pretentious, hornswoggling reality that is Nothing News. The White House sent a letter to every school district in the free world this week, essentially stating that they better let their kids choose their own bathroom, or else. Well, now's the time to reveal the truth, folks. Drum roll, please. I actually identify as transpecies. You heard right. This Photoshop is not for funsies or laughs. It is my future, as I hope to one day join the cephalopods as one of their own. Our own. I am looking forward to the day when not only can I approach the desk at the local aquarium and ask which tank I should get in, but when all trans species will be accepted as they should be. Who doesn't want to enter your nearest Petco and find your next door neighbor looking up at you with those eyes? From inside the cage whimpering softly, awaiting adoption. Then, maybe then, America will finally be a non-discriminatory nation where all are created equal. I do worry for those who identify as mosquitoes, as they may be treated unfairly, until Congress gets off their butts and passes some laws that give us what we all deserve as citizens. The privilege, nay, the right, nay, the tax dollars to live as we please. My favorite part of the letter was, quote, "A transgender male is someone who identifies as male but was assigned the sex of female at birth." Pause. Assigned? Oh, who writes this stuff? Are we truly in the age of the cyborg when somebody is pressing buttons as you're exiting your pre-human but not really a human, just a non-living fetus place and assigning you a gender after flipping a coin and not asking you what you'd really like to be? Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but is there a line we're supposed to draw at some point? Speaking of cyborgs, in our continued effort to warn the human race about impending doom, we stumbled onto an excellent piece by Roger Sherman of SB Nation and how his careful investigative skills have revealed some alarming news. Steph Curry is not human, as we have all naively believed. He is instead a cyborg whose intentions on this planet are currently unknown. As Sherman so aptly cautions, he is equipped with the best guns, and he's the world's greatest sharpshooter. Do not engage him like you engage pathetic, fallible humans. You will die. After watching the insanity this season, and him battling back from multiple injuries already this postseason, I'm inclined to agree. Due to this update and the news we have brought you recently regarding Jonathan the Great and his partner in crime, Inky the Octopus, we have raised our species threat level to DEFCON 2. And now we go to our special in-studio correspondent Brad Hackett for our Nothing News notification. Brad?
Thank you, Zach. Our Nothing News notification is brought to you by Kramerica Industries. We bring you a Nothing News exclusive breaking news story. Rumors have been brewing for days around the local woman, Mrs. Shaniqua Johnson, and what has really been going on inside their tiny ranch-style home. After exhausting effort by our groundbreaking news crew, we have been able to confirm that she has indeed updated her bathroom tile to a mint green. Rumors continue to fly that this has sent her and her husband's marriage into a horrific tailspin. He was unavailable for comment, and when we questioned Shaniqua, she stated emphatically, "Say what? Get your behind out of my house!" In a very alarming report, we have heard from our news team that a local man riding his bicycle failed to indicate that he was making a left turn. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in the terrifying incident, but the town's police chief alleviated citizens' fears by stating, "We strive to prosecute all criminals to the fullest extent of the law. Our thoughts go out to all of the families that could have been hurt by this careless thug. Mark my words, justice will be done here." This has been a Nothing News notification notifying you on all the things you don't care about. Zachary, back to you.
Thank you for the update, Brad. We will continue to monitor all of the noteworthy breaking news in our corner of the solar system and beyond. Speaking of beyond, David Shoshin, an Israeli man, appeared in court to request a restraining order be placed on his mom? Nope. His dog? Nope. How about God? The Almighty, the All-Powerful, creator of the universe and everything in it, God. What's your beef, man? Apparently over the last 3 years, God has been very negative toward him. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately for him, God decided to play hooky and skip the hearing. Shocking! Because God doesn't have better things to do? In unrelated news, our verse of the day is Luke chapter 4, verse 12. Do not put the Lord your God to the test. Gil Parker Payne of Gastonia, North Carolina, is currently serving 2 months' worth of home detentions and awaiting further sentencing for pulling off a woman's hijab on a flight from Chicago to Albuquerque. Mr. Parker Payne could be sentenced up to a year in prison, fined $100,000, and given 5 years probation. He admitted to walking up to the woman and pulling off her head covering after stating, "Take it off! This is America!" Mr. Payne, do you even understand what you're saying? We're a country founded on the concept of being free to practice your religion. Now, I don't like terrorists any more than you do, but come on, man. Remember that line we talked about earlier? It goes both ways, my friend. Post-it notes, an incredible invention that has helped millions and millions, but as usual, it has led to the degradation of society as a whole. A recent report shows that over 40% of Canadians admit to writing their passwords down on Post-it notes and leaving them at their desks. Excuse me? What is happening? Didn't your mother teach you not to play with your food? Didn't you learn that touching a stove is hot? Didn't you learn that leaving your password on a Post-it note is stupid? More on the imminent implosion of our society later. That brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thanks to our special news correspondent Brad Hackett, our videographer and editor and producer Vinnie Clark, and our one sponsor, Cramerica Industries. I'm your host, Zach Ford, and this is Nothing News, reporting on everything you don't care about. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Nothing News. Check out the links in the description to our Twitter, Facebook, and WordPress pages. Subscribe. You might get a sneak peek into how our spectacular cover art was made, so click the button! Thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing!